slow down and take your time. So when we are very excited, with a new person, a new date, we just want, we are, in this state of, oh, love is here, and I want to enjoy it to the fullest. Be careful. So you take your time. Just like you need to date safely, now you also need to take your time, because if you have met a good guy, a good person, you don't want to ruin anything just because you want to go too fast. After many failures in love, now you feel that you're ready to go back again. You feel that you're ready to date and you would like to meet that special person with whom you're going to spend the rest of your life. But how do you do that? So if you want to know how to date and the preparation process, keep watching. Hi, my name is Amina. I'm a life coach and I'm here to help you with some tips and give you a different perspective. And also answer some questions you might have. So if you have some questions or video suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you like what I do here, please subscribe, like and share and help me spread the word and help more people. So today I want to talk about the preparation process once you feel you're ready to go back in the dating world and find your special person. Okay, so I have a few tips that I want to share with you, and so let's just jump right in. So tip number 1 is ask yourself, who do you want to be when dating? So this way you're gonna make sure that you're doing the right thing and you're not losing yourself. So if you remember that in your previous relationship, in your previous dates and everything around love and romantic relationships, you had a behavior that wasn't good for you, that was causing damage. So if you want to make sure that that doesn't happen, you have to set your intention. You have to make sure that you're doing the right thing at least, and that you're getting into the dating world with the identity you want to get in. You don't want to go back with no intentions and see what's gonna happen next. No, you have to make sure that you're guarding your bad behaviors or your shortcomings when it comes to dating, to make sure that you're not making really bad mistakes like you've done before, and that ended up bringing you in the heartbreak you have been before. So let's be careful with that and ask ourselves, who do we want to be when dating? Tip number 2 is you need to be clear on what you want, on what you're looking for. And so for that, you need to make a list. And when you have your list, you put everything that is important for you. And so what I suggest is you put the character first you're looking for, and then the financial and physical attributes if they are important for you. And so you list things like, oh, I want the person to be loyal, I want the person to be faithful, respectful, and the list goes on. And once you're done with the character, now you can move on to the physical attributes, because it's also important that you are actually attracted to the person you want to be with. So it's not just being with a good guy, and this good guy you're not attracted to him. So that's very important. And then you can move on to the financial situation. Do you want the person to be rich? Do you want the person to earn a living? Do you want the person to not live with their parents? Do you want the person to be in charge of their lives? Do you have a specific income in your mind? Do you want something else? So that's the time to list all that. And so after you're done with the character, and then the physical attribute, and then the financial situation, now you have a list. And so you can review your list and curate it and make sure that everything that stays on it, it's really what you need. So if your list is 50 items long, that's okay, as long as they are important for you. If it's 10, it's good, as long as that's what you really need. And so when I watched or listened to people who have followed this process, many of them were saying, oh, the person I'm with right now, that person hits like 49 out of 50, or 48 out of, I don't know, 60 or whatever. But for that person, the 49 or the 48, that their significant other hits were more important than the whole list. So make sure you check that as well. So tip number 3 is ask for introductions. So once you know who you want to be in a relationship, number 1, you know what you're looking for. Number 2, now you need to find a way to meet people, and so ask for introductions. If you don't like dating apps, if you don't like to, I don't know, to talk to people online and you don't meet them in real life right away, so you can start with introductions. So that's something that I actually prefer to do. So I ask around, okay, if you know somebody who is single and who has this and that, so I give, and that's the time when I can give my list to the person and tell them, okay, this is my list and these are the highlights that I would like to find in a person. So you can, if you know someone that is single and that hits the list, please introduce them to me or something like that. And so you ask for introductions, and that helps you with the process. So number 4 is, okay, so we just talked about introductions, and so I wanted to talk about dating apps. To be honest, this is not something that I'm recommended to people, because I've never met anybody who got married using a dating app. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not here to say, oh, that's not true, or you only have crooks over there. It's not about that. But it's really about your own choice. For me, dating apps is a big no, but for personal reasons and because I already have been trapped. I don't know if I can be trapped. I have been scammed, almost scammed, let's say almost. And so I don't want to have that kind of experience again. And I know that with the algorithms and the owners of those apps, they know what they're looking for. They want to make more money, so they're gonna optimize their apps in a way that it's gonna be good for them. And I'm not sure if they really care about the people. To be honest, I'm not gonna judge. I have no idea. But from what I heard, many people were saying that it's optimized for profit, not to help the people. And so if you know people who have found love through the dating apps, good. I'm very happy for you. And the decision is yours. I'm not gonna tell you don't go there, but I'm saying if you use dating apps, be careful, because you have catfish and many people who just want to hook up and things like that. So be careful. Okay, so my actual number 3 tip is practice being your best self regularly. So you know who you want to be in dating or in a relationship. So practice being that person. If you have found somebody through introductions or randomly at the supermarket or on dating apps. So now you are dating somebody, and in this situation, this is the best time to practice being your best self. You know who you want to be in a relationship, so this is the time to apply everything that you've learned and all the resolutions you have made. This is the time to actually practice all of this. And so, yeah, be very intentional and always remember who you want to be and practice this so it becomes your nature and not something you're faking. So before we move on to the next point, wanted to let you know that I have a coaching practice, one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in working with me, you can reach out using the link in the description box to my website, and we'll see how we can make it happen. If you like to read, I also have a blog, so I talk about the same kind of subjects. It's just that the formatting can be different, but you can give it a try, and thank you in advance. So my next point, and I think it's tip number 4, go on dates safely. So you have been introduced to some people, you have met some people online. Now it's time to date. But be careful when you go on dates, because remember, you don't know those people unless your date is your best friend from 25 years or 10 years, or even a friend of a friend. But at least that's somebody you have been in contact with regularly, so you know that this person is not gonna kill me or whatever. And so be careful when you go on dates. You never know who you're gonna meet, so always do your best to meet the person in a place where you see many people around, and safe places. Or you can even ask a few of your friends to follow you around if they're patient. And so, yeah, take the proper measures to make sure that you are safe when you go on a date with a stranger or even somebody you barely even know. And so be careful with that. It's very important. Yes, we want love. Yes, we want to have companionship, but we don't want to die. So we don't want to be in trouble or be with a lunatic or narcissist or whatever. So be careful. At the first sign you start to feel something, listen to that. But we're going to talk about it in the next point. Tip number 5. So tip number 6, I believe, I hope. So tip number 6 is slow down and take your time. So when we are very excited, with a new person, a new date, we just want, we are, in this state of, oh, love is here, and I want to enjoy it to the fullest. Be careful. So you take your time. Just like you need to date safely, now you also need to take your time, because if you have met a good guy, a good person, you don't want to ruin anything just because you want to go too fast. So take your time, analyze everything that is going on, listen and talk to the person as well, and pay attention to what they say, because you need to have clues and know what's going on. So you don't want to be with somebody and they're here and they're telling you how they really feel, but because you're in your little cloud and you fantasizing already, you miss everything, all the red flags. So be careful. Take your time. Even if things are going well, trying to speed everything up, it's not gonna make things better. So take your time. If you're scared, or communicate what's going on, but take your time. You're not in a hurry. The last times you dated, it didn't end up well. This time you want things to be better, so take your time. Okay, tip number 7 is do your due diligence and listen to your intuition. So just like we said, you need to be careful. You need to take your time. So do your due diligence. If you have a way to check the information of that person, People will say, oh, we shouldn't do that, but the problem is we never know. You don't know who you're dating. You don't know if the person is actually looking for money, and they're just telling you all kinds of stuff just to make sure that at some point when they ask for money, you're just gonna say yes. So do your due diligence. If you don't know the person, find a way to have some information, because you cannot just jump with your 2 feet in a very new relationship, in a very new dating situation, and take the risk of being taken advantage of, or even hurt, or even being abused. So do your due diligence. You never know who you are dealing with, so be careful. And also, most importantly, check your intuition, because generally your intuition will tell you at first sight if you should continue with the person. So if you're used to being close to your intuition, listening to it, and being able to recognize when that feels good or not good, that would help you. So be careful when you listen to your intuition. Does your gut tell you? Do your guts tell you that this person you shouldn't even give them a second date? Listen to that. You never know. And I'm saying that because I've been in a situation where from day one I was afraid, but I thought that it was like protection, my body, that didn't want to allow me to open up again because I was scared. But no, it ended up being a crook. And so let's be careful. From day one, if you're very in touch with your intuition, you should be able to notice if something is right or not. And my last point is wait before being intimate. So you don't know why a guy is with you from day one, even if they telling you, oh, I want to get married, or I'm looking for something serious. That's just what they say, but you don't know if that's actually true. So if you're listening to your intuition, you should have a good idea of if you should give it a try or not. But you also need to protect yourself. Many guys will come to you just because they want to possess your body. And so be careful. If you take your time before doing the thing, you should be able to weed out a lot of this, because those guys, they won't be patient enough to wait for you. At least most of them. You can find one or two that will be willing to wait for even a year. But that in a year, your intuition will let you know that no, this guy is not it. Just move on. And so take your time before doing the act, and be careful, because not everybody has good intentions for you, even if you are a good person. So as a recap, the preparation process. So we need to know who we want to be when dating. Number 2, be clear on what we are looking for in the mate. Number 3, ask around for introductions. Number 4, practice being our best selves regularly. Number 5, go on dates safely. Number 6, slow down and take our time. Number 7, do our due diligence and check our intuition. And number 8, wait before being intimate. Okay, so my challenge for you today is, can you write on paper the person you want to be when you date? So who do you don't want to be? Who do you want to be when dating? What are your intentions when dating? Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you like what I do here. And if you have some questions or video suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Okay, so my question for you today is, how do you usually prepare when you're ready to date again? So if you have had many failures and every time you were able to go back, what did you do specifically so we can help other people do the same thing? So that's it for today. I hope this video helps. In the meantime, I wish you a good week and I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.